Hi everyone, I am recording a video, obviously, and I have some ideas. These are my ideas. Holy Spirit. What is this? Oh. This is a key holder. Okay. Got that out of the way. Oh, this next one is super cool. Ladybug Mouse exclusive deals. I think you guys can see everything here. I just have my phone like up there. Ladybug Mouse for the computer, for the home computer. Yeah, anyway. So I have another idea, and it's okay. People out there have say, for instance, there's a triangle with 6 cells for plants. Plants ideas. And there's 2 rows by 3. But I was thinking, what if there was some indentations here added so people can add some stakes in here. Another one over here, another one right here, another one right here. But then it'll curve like a greenhouse. So I kind of pictured you know, like this would be like the starting little plants. And then this will be a miniature greenhouse. Or it could be like, okay, there's a kind of like grid system going on here. Like that. And then say there's 4 plants here in this one. And then there's another 4 right here. Okay, like that. And this will be the mother, like the mother holder container. Right here. Like that. So obviously these in here will be some of these, but instead of this being on these, maybe they can be over here. Like that. And then it'll loop up and over. And then you would just put like a trash bag over this. And knot it. Then your seedlings, whatever, would be in here. Okay, and if this isn't enough, I also thought about an idea for, okay, distilled water. Okay. Distilled water. And I was thinking, what if you use distilled water, you poured it in here, or let's say in the mother one, because somehow where you can put or install like a little tube so whatever is not used can be collected. So you know that this water is distilled. Distilled water. This one will be distilled soil contaminated water. But that'll be okay because once that leaks out, you won't be losing water of the distilled water. And so the main objective here will be to provide your plants with distilled water for the duration of their lifetime. right up to harvest or harvesting, so that when you eat your fruits, vegetables, and stuff like that, you have distilled water within the the fruit, because it's going to be juicy, and it probably won't have any contaminants, but I'm not really certain about that. And also maybe even experimenting with a variety of different soils to monitor if the plant will grow with certain types of soils or not. And then if not, specifying the reasons why not. Because that's important for each plant, especially through the World Wide Web, because it will be easily referenced once that information is figured out. Because what if plants don't need soil at all? What if they just need some form of liquid like those solids, but liquid solids, solvents. So what if, for instance, a plant can be grown in pure cotton or something like that, and providing it with what's the word? Solvents. A solvent mixtured water of different minerals or whatever, or different elements that maybe the plant will like and thrive on just on that alone. So I guess that can be tested, because I was thinking about distilled water, and I was watching a lot of videos on distilled water because I was thinking about hard water spots in the shower, in the water, the contamination in the water, a bunch of water calcium buildup and all that. And who knows what's in the soil, right? And do we need to apply a plant directly into soil? And is that contaminating like the root system in the plant itself, even though we think it's okay to eat? Because, I mean, we haven't had any better. So we can't really judge a good farmer's harvest if there was none available to us to begin with. So challenging, isn't it? So by us taking these measures, not just growing the plant and giving it whatever water we can think of and vitamins and stuff like that, we're actually taking the extra step, the extra step to provide the waters with distilled water as an example, to see if it tastes better or not, the fruit and the vegetables, and the vegetables. And then we will be able to, test it, evaluate that information, and there could be various testers who maybe farmers, professional farmers, who have planted maybe their whole lives. So these will be seasoned, like veterans, tasting the harvest, and it'll be a blessing to them, right? Especially if they're older, like grandpas and grandmas. So it'll be like, hey, try this out, and explaining the whole video, like the whole information I just spoke about. And yeah, like I just thought about this stuff, and I guess for the labeling process, there could be a labeling pocket here to insert what type of plant this is. I wrote strawberries as an example. And I believe today is the 3rd. Yes, it is. But anyway, really the idea that I came up with was this little miniature greenhouse. And like later on, this here can be like a slot, and it can be inserted like shelves into the greenhouse to not disturb the greenhouse. If that's what more advanced people wanted, or more like a more advanced miniature greenhouse idea that can be purchased at the stores and stuff like that. But even this is somewhat advanced a little bit, because it's able, or has a capacity or the ability to be able to hold art, sticks or whatever it is, to hold the bag from falling on top of the little plants there. And if the plants get a little bit too big, well, they could be transplanted obviously, because these are like little starting kit environments, ecosystem, greenhouse. And yeah, I don't really know the pros and cons about going with this approach, with the greenhouse approach, because I'm not a grower. I'm just learning from YouTube a lot of information. But there's like mold and fungus buildup or something like that in the root systems, in the soil. So you know, maybe this one won't be the best approach, but I guess an educated person can make an educated decision. And yeah, like I've seen some people like just simply place this. Like another example can be placing this in a storage bin and putting a bag over this with some rope or something, and then tying that off. Little plants will be growing in here. You know. Anyways, I really don't have any more ideas other than that. But I guess stuff like that would be super cool to test on and to experiment with. I don't know, like I said, if it matters or not, if it makes any difference or not, but I think it would be a super cool experiment um, with the distilled water. And if people can figure out other approaches to growing the plants, because I've heard like succulents, the desert plants, they don't require a lot of water and they grow in sand. Sand, it has no soil. So that's why they recommend to put or apply solvents inside the water, or they just feed off whatever's in the water, like minerals and random stuff that's in the soil. I mean, in the water, right? By only introducing the solvents that you want, the elements that you want into the water, and that's the only thing that it could feed off of or feed on, right? So then, you know, you'll basically have that. So that's why more tests would have to be performed, because then we would be able to do that with like other fruits and vegetables, like carrots, for example. Do carrots need soil, or can they be grown in sand? And has anyone ever tried that? And if so, what were the results? How did they, yeah, how did they develop, and were they, you know, strong and big, and like all that information matters, right? Or is sand just too, like, not friendly with the carrot friendly? And is it only because of the container that doesn't expand, that doesn't allow the fruit, as the fruit is growing, it doesn't expand, allow the fixed walls to expand, right? So if the sand is placed in one of those bags. I forget what they're called, but they're like a haystack bag. Um, if they are placed, if it's filled with one of those, then maybe the carrot will allow, I mean, the soil will allow for the carrot to grow, as it will allow the carrot, and the material will move for the carrot. It won't just stay, you know, like, what's the word? Like aggressively compacted, preventing the carrot from growing down and really taking root down. So if even if it's wrapped up like in a used sheet, for example, like a house sheet, even though that, like, that right there will be on a big scale, but it could be a brand new white cotton sheet or a used one, but mainly a new one, because it only costs like $10. And it comes with the the one all the way in the bottom for the mattress, and then the the other one, the sheet one. I forget what the difference is and what they're called, but by um, providing that to, or for the carrot, it might grow. I believe it will, and therefore yielding bigger, probably bigger shoots, because maybe that is the environment that it really likes. Probably. And it's just like a theory, because I don't really know about growing all this stuff, but I heard carrots like, soil that has a lot of, like, it's not a lot of compacted dirt, where it's, that has been tilled, and a lot of water is introduced so they can really grow effectively. But that was an example, a quick example of growing a fruit with a different approach in mind, different soils. Even though I only described, yeah, I described two, right? The sand and the regular soil, but anyway, um, that was an example of one experiment, one possibility, and I guess every farmer out there can do their own experiments, obviously, and have fun and document everything and share that with the world, because there's a lot of books and information out there. Everything is really free and available to all of us through Gmail, fucking Google, Google, the World Wide Web search engine. So anyway, I hope you guys like these ideas, and if I come up with any more, I will go ahead and share them with all of you. Thank you, and God bless you all.